AAA Baseball National Championship game brought to you by Chevy and your Oklahoma Chevy team dealer. Visit baseballamerica.com for in-depth coverage of baseball and subscription offers. Welcome back to AT&T's Bricktown Ballpark. Mike Capps and Chris Chambliss alongside. The catcher, Jose Yepez, will start it out, followed by Dustin Ackley and then Greg Holman. 3-0 Columbus Clippers as David Huff goes to work with a 3-run lead. Looking at one off the outside and low ball one. Here's a young man who started his season the same way a lot of guys in the other dugout did at Double-A. And went 2 for 4 and gets the start in his first really AAA baseball game of any consequence.
Yeah, he had 34 games in West Tennessee, hit 322, but he is 29 years old, so he's been around.
Been around a while. Looking at one high and tight. Had doubles in 4 straight in Double-A and a 15-game hitting streak in mid-June. That's on the outside edge. Here's the thing about guys his age still at 29. If they can catch and throw, there's a place for them. And that's down the middle, strike 2. The other thing about it, once they're seasoned, their value goes up as a coach on the field.
Absolutely. A catcher that's been around as long as he has learns how to work with the pitchers, and he becomes an important part of any organization. Catch and throw real good, and a great kid on the club.
Why don't we take a look at how the Tacoma Rainiers got into this final as Yepez chased that one out of the zone. Home runs, 185 total. And that's in the championship game against the Durham Bulls. Actually, that's against Memphis Redbirds as they put it away. That in Memphis. This team has had to play entirely on the road as Dustin Ackley looks at one off the outside, ball 1. Their ballpark, Cheney Stadium, being gutted and a $30 million renovation going on out in Tacoma.
And they haven't, I'm telling you, they've been on a long road trip. These guys have played a lot of games on the road, but what an amazing stat. 40% of their runs are scored on the home run.
Isn't that amazing?
That's a stat you don't see very often.
1-1 to Ackley, who's 0 for 1, popping out to third to open the ball game. Huff missing low with that one. Regular season, Ackley had base hits in 38 of the 52 games he played for Tacoma. Breaks away and low.
I read some about him, about the fact that he had Tommy John surgery in college.
Yeah.
And I just, that's just to see young kids, that surgery just has been so successful. Guys have been actually could be better players after they come out. They got stronger arms, and it's just been an amazing surgery for everybody.
So a 1-out walk puts Ackley aboard. A 3-0 Columbus lead over Tacoma as we're playing in the top half of the third from AT&T's Bricktown Ballpark. Greg Holman, second leading home run hitter in the PCL. Fly to center field for the second out back in the first.
Do you know the 4 languages he speaks?
French, English, I know that.
Yeah.
You'd have to say Dutch if it's the Netherlands Antilles he's from.
Yeah.
And it's got to be Spanish.
Spanish would be the other one. So.
That's my poorly educated guess, but I think it may be in the ballpark some way. Talking to his manager, Jose Castro, about him yesterday. Snap throw to first, not in time. Calls him a potential 5-tool player. He's got to increase that batting average, I think, though, to hit that mark, don't you think?
Yeah, his weakness, he told us, was the fact of the chance to hit for a high average, and that's, but that can be worked on too.
And again, like so many power hitters, strikes out a lot.
Yeah.
But if you look at Holman in relative terms, he's 23 years old and just turned 23.
Exactly. swinging a couple of bad pitches right here, but he does have a plus arm. He's got speed, lots of home run power. All he's got to work on is get that average up. He was 243. That's not terrible. 33 home runs.
Well, and the home run power he has translates to the upper level, to major leagues.
Well, you know, I kind of said this to my players during the course of the season. There's something about everybody at this level, at the AAA level, that relates to the major leagues. So they all have their little weaknesses to work on.
Heading out in front of the plate. Carlin throwing back to first and came close. Came very close. Nice chest protector block by Carlin there. That's an art form to do that well.
You got that right, and you see the runner, especially they teach him to run as soon as that ball hits in front of the plate. But that catcher made a nice block and kept it in front of him. He almost threw him out at first base.
Ooh, that was close.
That was close.
1 on and 1 out in the third. Allman smacks that into left center field. That'll drop.
Good.
Here comes Ackley on his way to third. Here comes the throw. Not in time, and down to second base goes Allman. Very alert, very aggressive base running by Dustin Ackley. Made up his mind he was going to turn second and was going to get third, and that puts two into scoring position right out of the gate with 1 out here in the third.
And what a play by Hallman to go to second. Sometimes you want your outfielder to realize that there's no play at third base here and to keep that double play in order to throw to second base. But I'll tell you, that was good base running on both players.
Well, a key base hit here to further lengthen your point. Makes this a really tight ball game again.
Exactly, especially when you have a 3-run lead. You want to keep that double play in order.
Matt Mangini. Letter high and tight. Ball one. Mangini struck out swinging to end a 1-2-3 first. 3-0 Clippers. Tacoma with runners at second and third, and only one gone here in the top of the third. Mangini had an 18-game batting streak in July. When everybody was beginning to get tired, he picked it up. Had 27 hits in a 12-game streak, August to September. So he finished the dog days of the season like a house on fire.
Exactly. And here we are with a little strategy here. There's a lefty-lefty matchup. He's got a big right-hand hitter next up. So he wants to get this guy out right here. Even if it means that he brings in 1 run, you want to challenge this left-hand hitter and get him out because you got a right-hand hitter coming up next.
Other side of the ledger, if you're Jose Castro, the manager, and Matt Mangini, you want to put the ball in play, lift it to the outfield or a base hit.
Infield playing back. This is a drill that a lot of hitters go through at the professional level to get that runner in, just to make contact.
Oh, who thought about it? Thought about it wisely, let it go by.
Tough pitch right there. That's a pitch a left-hander wants right there, breaking away from that lefty. That's a tough pitch to hit, so he did a good job of holding up.
While Mangini had 18 home runs, Chris, he had 4-hit games over the course of the season, which really tends to improve a batting average over the course of 144 games.
Yeah, he had 313. That's what you want from a power hitter.
Sort of atypical for the guys with power on this club.
Really is. He's not one of those guys that goes for it all. He's putting that ball in play. Right there.
Roll to second. Run will score. 3-1 now.
He gets an 0 for 1, but boy, what an important play right there. He puts that ball in play, gets that RBI, and his team is only 2 runs down now.
Well, and that's his 5th run batted into the playoffs. David Winfrey, the right fielder, got aboard on an error on the shortstop. Josh Rodriguez had led off the second inning. Started his season at AAA Scranton Wilkes-Barre, the Yankees team in the International League. Had a .264 average. Came to Tacoma, hit .315.
Dave Winfrey, he started the year with Scranton. He played half the year in Scranton this year. Last year he was in Rochester. And he was with the Twins organization in 2005. He was a minor league player of the year with the Twins. This guy can score some runs and hit the ball. I mean, I don't know how he got released by the Yankees, and it was a nice pickup by Tacoma.
Breaking pitch hitting out in front of the plate.
75 ribbies overall. I mean, he's had a great year. That's not the kind of numbers that you get released, you know.
No. Well, unless you're the Yankees, I guess.
Yeah,
I don't
guess
know.
So.
I mean,
that's right, the Yankees.
Well, Winfrey's in the playoffs, and the rest is kind of history. Huff's pitches have a tremendous amount of movement on them. Luke Carlin is a veteran catcher at the AAA level, and he's having a tough time. And this is a guy who can really catch.
That's something it's overlooked in baseball all the way around, is what the catcher does behind there. He's blocking balls, and sometimes you don't even notice.
Winfrey went wild in the month of July. Hit .403. Just introduced to his new teammates. Hammered into left center field. That ball, he is way back. And way gone into the bullpen to tie it up at 3 apiece. Winfrey hits his 3rd home run of the playoffs, and that ties it at 3. Solid smash just to the left of the .415 mark in left center field. Starting this ball game all over here in the 3rd.
I'll tell you what, I don't think the wind helped that one. I think he hit that ball. That was a beautiful short stroke in the left center field. Let's watch it. Man.
Hands quick to the ball.
Up and out over the plate. That's a favorite zone for a power hitting right-hander.
And right into the corner of that bullpen.
Wouldn't you say that's the deepest part of this ballpark, isn't it? Jeez, that's
no doubt.
That's way out there.
No doubt. Mike Carp looking at strike 1. Mike struck out swinging his first time.
This is getting fun.
Yes, it is. All of a sudden, 3 runs on 4 hits for the Clippers in the 2nd. A 3 spot here for the Rainiers. A 2-run David Winfrey blast. Carp right now, having seen him a little bit this year, way over anxious. He really wants to get into the hit flow here.
And what happens to young hitters is that they want it so bad that they start jumping out, and that's what gets you off your legs, and that takes away your power, actually.
Jim Byers has something. His report's brought to you by Chevy.
Mike, last year we talked about the potential of a reverse jet stream here.
As Carp strikes out to put it into it. Let's pick that up when we come back. 3-3 ball game as we go to the bottom half of the 3rd. Rainiers and Clippers.